Welcome to the Shreveport Connection. This is Tommy, and this is your SmackDown video for this week, as well as 205 Live and also NXT spoilers for the month of January. Happy birthdays go to ECW Original New Jack, turned 55 years old on January 3rd, while former WWE and ECW star Vic Grimes also turned 55, and WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross turned 66. And on the 4th of January, I'm doing this video on the 4th, former WWE and WCW star Jim Power turned 59 years old. Also would have been the 47th birthday of the late Chris Kanyon. Who's better than Kanyon? The Miz and wife Maurice recently purchased a new home and can be found at this link as well as a picture for you. The happy couple will be welcoming their first child in a few months. A baby girl, as noted. Miz will be returning to WWE TV on next Monday's Raw in Memphis. He's also tries his luck training to box at this link. There was concern backstage after Braun Strowman had left the tour earlier in the week due to the flu, but was back on TV for Raw. Observer noted that Braun was said to be violently ill. As a fan noted that there were other wrestlers who were also sick backstage on Monday, and several were given IVs. It was not confirmed that they had the flu or another illness. May have been skipped going out on New Year's Eve the night before because they were sick. As on my Raw video, I already told you Enzo was sent to the hospital, being sick. Candice LeRae is expected to sign with WWE NXT brand soon. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, LeRae is currently going through the standard signing process, but there's no word yet on when she might be signed. LeRae participated in the Mae Young Classic last year and made it to the quarterfinals, losing to runner-up Shayna Baszler, who is now in NXT. She picked up tournament wins over Renee Michelle and Nicole Savoy. LeRae also worked 2 Battle Royals on NXT last year, May 3rd and October 26th. And she's also married to NXT superstar Johnny Gargano, which was acknowledged by WWE during the Mae Young Classic, and the link for her videos for there. WWE NXT superstar Shayna Baszler and former TNA X Division champion Rockstar Spud were backstage from SmackDown in Orlando, and are as well as other NXT superstars. For those who missed it, here's a video of Baszler's debut from last week's NXT episode. Candice LeRae, like I said, was backstage for NXT tapings at Center Stage in Atlanta. According to PW Insider, it noted earlier that LeRae is currently going through the process to sign a deal with WWE for the NXT brand. No word yet if she will be used for the tapings, but wait for the spoilers to see if she was. Other NXT talents backstage who aren't TV regulars include Leo Rush and Dakota Kai. Stay tuned as I give you more from the spoilers in just a few minutes. Looks like WWE Cruiserweight champion Enzo Amore will be out of action for a few weeks, as Raw General Manager Kurt Angle announced today that he's replacing Enzo in the Mixed Match Challenge tournament that begins on Facebook Watch on January 16th. No word yet who his replacement will be. As of yet, Angle tweeted at Raw Kurt Angle, "At Real One has the flu, and thus I must replace him in the Mixed Match Challenge. Hashtag WWE MMC." Guess who appeared on DDP Yoga this week? As WWE Hall of Famer Diamond Dallas Page posted this video of Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes at the DDP Yoga Performance Center over the weekend for a Facebook Live interview on New Year's Eve. Also, DDP will be appearing, like I said, on that link, on Sci-Fi's Superstition program Wednesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the video for that link can be found here. Might post them together. along with comments from DDP himself. As I'll show you a picture as well. Cody Rhodes, DDP, and the star from Superstition itself. Chris Jericho took to Instagram this week and dedicated his New Japan Wrestling Kingdom Wrestle Kingdom 12 match against Kenny Omega to two of his late friends, Chris Benoit and Hall of Famer Eddie Guerrero. Jericho failed to capture the IWGP United States title from Omega at the Tokyo Dome. Took to Twitter to his YouTube channel at this link before the match and responded to a fan criticism he received over the dedication. Who was backstage at SmackDown, possibly joining the Rumble match? I did not get the link for that link. I'll try and find it and edit it in my video there for you. Thanks to Mark Montalvo and for texting the following NXT spoilers from tonight's January 4th tapings at Center Stage in Atlanta. January 10th episode, Shayna Baszler makes her in-ring debut and defeats Dakota Kai. Baszler wins in under a minute by referee stoppage. Baszler attacked Kai after the match, but NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon made the save. Lars Sullivan defeated Lio Rush. Lars called out Killian Dane after the match and then turned his attention back to Rush. Lars destroyed Rush. We see Undisputed Era attacking Sanity backstage, where a steel cage structure is seen. Adam Cole and NXT Tag Team Champion Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish come to the ring to taunt Sanity. Nikki Cross runs out for revenge, but she's held back. Aleister Black and Roderick Strong come out for a face-off. NXT General Manager William Regal makes Black and Strong versus Fish and O'Reilly for the titles. And we get NXT Tag Team Champions Undisputed Era retaining over Roderick Strong and Aleister Black. Adam Cole provided a distraction and brawl with Black through the crowd. They came back to the ring, and Black was beat down after the match. Regal came down and announced Black versus Cole in an Extreme Rules match for TakeOver in Philadelphia. NXT Champion Andre Cien almost defeated Cassius Ohno in non-title match to end that episode. January 7th episode, Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss defeated Heavy Machinery. Lacey Evans defeated Aliyah after the match. Evans called out Nikki Cross to the ring. Shayna Baszler came out. Instead, stared down Evans and ended up beating on Aliyah. NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon made the save and issued a challenge to Baszler. NXT General Manager William Regal confirmed Baszler versus Moon for TakeOver in Philadelphia. Roger Strong defeated Fabian Aichner. After the match, Strong issued a challenge to Lars Sullivan. Johnny Gargano come out for a promo in the ring. He will face the Velveteen Dream later on in the evening, with the winner facing NXT Champion Andre Cien Almas at TakeOver in Philadelphia. Also, the Authors of Pain versus the Street Profits in a #1 contenders match. By the way, that news, there wasn't any more news on that match, so it may be a later episode for the match. Authors of Pain versus the Street Profits in a #1 contenders match was next, and there was no results posted from that match. January 24th episode, No Way Jose defeated Cesar Bonini. Bianca Belair defeated indie veteran Lucius Latasha. Or Luscious. Also, the Pain squashed 2 enhancement talents by attacking them before the bell. The match was never started. Johnny Gargano defeated the Velveteen Dream in an insanely good match. If Gargano lost, Dream would have received the NXT title shot from Andre Cien Almas at TakeOver in Philadelphia. Gargano and Dream both got good pops throughout the match. Andre and Zelina Vega came out to face off with Almas, and that was the end of the tapings. Adam Cole versus Aleister Black was planned for WWE NXT TakeOver Philadelphia event that takes place on January 27th during the Royal Rumble weekend. NXT General Manager William Regal announced at the tapings that the match will be held under Extreme Rules. Lars Sullivan versus Killian Dane in singles action, plus a steel cage match with Sanity's Eric Young and Alexander Wolf versus NXT Tag Team Champions Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish of the Undisputed Era were also set up for the tapings. So, here's the updated card spoiler for TakeOver. Stay tuned for more updates, as I have not found anything more than what was posted. So, here you go for what was from these things. NXT title match, you got Johnny Gargano versus Andre Cien Almas. Steel cage match for the NXT titles, Eric Young and Alexander Wolf. Sanity versus Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Extreme Rules match, Adam Cole versus Aleister Black. Lars Sullivan versus Killian Dane. That's all of it. Now here's the latest video from Sheamus Shorts, as his Celtic Warrior Workouts YouTube channel, as he's going for the world record to break the Naked Snow Angel world record, held by Tuxteth O'Grady. I don't care to watch that video. You can. Again, in that link. WWE First SmackDown of 2018 opened up with a look at how Kevin Owens defeated AJ Styles in last week's non-title main event. Live from Orlando, Florida, as Tom Phillips welcomes us to the show. We joined in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxton to hype the show. We go to the ring. Out comes AJ Styles, the champion, to a big pop. Styles wishes us a happy new year and welcomes us to the house that AJ Styles built. Fan chant AJ's name now. Styles talks about superstars having New Year's resolutions for the men's Royal Rumble match and how he has some New Year's resolution of his own to main event WrestleMania 34 as champion and leave with the title around his waist. The other resolution is to defeat Sami Zayn tonight. Styles talks about SmackDown General Manager Daniel Bryan allowing Sami at ringside for last week's main event and says Bryan has offered to come explain his decision tonight. Music hits. Out comes Bryan to a pop. Bryan then is interrupted by the music before he can get going on, and out comes Shane McMahon, the SmackDown commissioner. Shane gives a shout out to Orlando, wishes us a happy new year. Fan chant for Shane now. Shane says he had the best intention when he came out last week. Fans also chant for Bryan. Shane apologized to AJ for what happened last week. Shane says he does have a legitimate beef with Sami and Kevin Owens, but he believes Bryan has something more. Shane asks why on earth would Bryan let Shane come to ringside last week. But before Bryan answers that, Shane has a bigger question that people are asking. Is Bryan turning the yes movement to the yep movement? Fan chant no. Bryan goes to speak about Shane interrupting him as fans boo. Shane says in the spirit of fairness and competition, he will be at ringside for tonight's main event. Bryan says we might as well have Owens at ringside tonight too. Fans do some more booing. Bryan says if Shane and Owens are going to be out for the main event, he might as well be at ringside too. Shane says it looks like they're starting off 2018 with a bang. Bryan does a yes chant as the crowd joins in with him. Bryan shakes hands with AJ and then Shane before leaving the ring. And now to show us the brackets for the U.S. title tournament, which will wrap up the Royal Rumble. They confirmed Tommy Woods, which is in English for later. Also, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, will defend against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. We'll go to commercial. SmackDown Tag Team title match, Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable versus the Usos. Back for the break, out first comes Shelton and Chad Gable. SmackDown Tag Team Champions are, of course, out next. They take the mic and cut a quick promo on their opponents, welcoming them to the Uso Penitentiary. We get formal ring introductions from Greg Hamilton. Shelton starts off with Jimmy as they go at it. Gable gets tagged in, gets knocked off the apron. Jimmy goes to the top, but Shelton runs up and brings him to the mat with a slam. Gable follows up with a shot from the top, and a close 2 count. As Jay makes a save, we go to commercial. Back for the break, Jimmy breaks free to get a hot tag. Shelton also tags in as they go at it. Shelton gets sent out to the floor. Jay returns to the ring and unloads on Gable. Sending him to the floor, Jay leaps out and nails Gable on the floor. The Usos run the ropes together, but Shelton grabs Jay's leg. Shelton launches Jay into the apron. Jimmy sends Gable to the floor. Shelton comes back in with a big knee on Jimmy. Gable and Shelton double team Jimmy with a power bomb from the top. They get a pin on for the fairly quick win and the titles. Winners and new SmackDown Tag Team Champions Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. Wait a minute. After the match, Usos argue with the referee while the new champions leave with the titles and celebrate. Another referee runs down and says something to them. Second referee enters the ring, talks with the original referee. Apparently, Jay was still the legal man. We get a replay on the big screen. The replay shows that Jimmy was not the legal man. Greg Hamilton talks with the referee and announces that he has recognized his mistake. The match is then being restarted. Gable and Benjamin argue with the second referee as we return to commercial. Now we have instant replay. Welcome to the NFL. Not for long. In WWE. Back for the break, Usos dump Benjamin and Gable to the floor for a quick brawl. So you already know what's going to happen. Retain the titles. Return to the ring, we get the bell. Jay nails a Samoan drop, fights off both opponents. Benjamin returns to the ring and turns around on Jay. Shelton with a flying buster. Benjamin scoops Jay up for a double team power bomb from the top, but Jimmy makes the save with a big super kick. Jimmy ends up joining Jay for a double super kick. Uso goes up top, big splash for the pin to retain the titles. After the match, Uso celebrate the win as Gable and Benjamin recover at ringside. Gable is furious. We go to replays. Usos continue celebrating as Benjamin and Gable argue with the referee at ringside. Sami Zayn is showing walking backstage with Kevin Owens when Renee Young approaches for comments on the main event, asking if everyone being at ringside will affect the outcome of the match. Owens talks about how AJ Styles will lose tonight, just like he did last week. Sami doesn't care if Shane or Bryan are at ringside because it won't change what happens. They both go on about how this is the Sami and Kevin show and how the WWE Champion will take another loss tonight. So to come segment, Riot Squad versus Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella. Also, Breezango versus Bludgeon Brothers in a rematch from last week's SmackDown. Back to commercial. Breezango versus Bludgeon Brothers. Back to the break as Tyler Breeze and Fandango make their entrance. Harper Row were out next, of course. Bludgeon Brothers attacked before the bell, and we're seeing a replay from last week. They destroyed both Fandango and Breeze as the referee tries to calm things up or down. Music in the ropes, and out comes the Ascension to the ring. Connor and Victor jump on the apron but get knocked off. They send Connor to the floor and hit big double team on Victor in the middle of the ring. Harper Row and stand tall as their music hits without the match even starting. We see the New Day backstage. Kofi Kingston and Big E have a surprise for Xavier Woods as he appears to face Aiden English in a tournament match tonight. Woods talks about how they will all become new WWE United States Champion tonight. They tell him to blow out the candles on a 2018 made out of pancakes, but English walks in with Rusev to interrupt. They talk some trash, and Rusev blows out the candles instead, sending Woods' wish before walking off back to commercial. Back from the break, and we'll get Mojo Rawley backstage. He says he will defeat Zack Ryder in their United States title tournament next week, putting Ryder where he belongs in the past. U.S. title tournament match, Aiden English versus Xavier Woods. Well, up next, we go to the ring at Aiden. Looks to start singing as fans chant for Rusev Day. Rusev takes the mic and asks if he can do the singing this time. Rusev does a quick song about how English will become the next United States Champion. New Day was out next. English takes control to start, but Woods fights back. Back and forth, Woods drops English and covers for a 2 count. English charges, but Woods throws him to the floor. Woods misses and ends up on the floor as well. Rusev then approaches, but backs off as Kofi, Kingston, and Big E are there on the other side of the ring. Woods misses an honor roll on the floor and goes down hard. English brings them back into the ring and covers for a 2 count. We see Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers watching backstage. Watch the match from the backstage. English unloads with strikes on Woods. English with more offense before keeping Woods grounded with a headlock. Woods gets out, and they both end up going down at the same time. Fans chant for the New Day. Woods and English get to their feet. Trade shots in the middle of the ring. English then kicks Woods, but Woods catches him in a rack. Woods drops English from the rack into a backbreaker for a 2 count. They trade pin attempts. After more back and forth, English drives Woods down with a powerbomb for a close pin attempt. English takes Woods to the top for a super face buster, but Woods counters and backdrops English to the mat. Big E yells at Woods to finish English off. Video game style. To finish him. Wonder what game that was. Mortal Kombat, of course. Because you didn't know? I told you so. Woods climbs up and points down at Rusev before nailing with big elbow drop on English for the win. Woods advances in the U.S. title tournament. After the match, New Day celebrated at ringside as Woods goes to the U.S. title that is on display. We go to replays. Dr. Ventez backstage with Carmella, Lana, and Tamina, and also Natalya. They all are confirmed for the Royal Rumble match. They also cut promos on the Riot Squad ahead of tonight's 6-woman match. They walk off and we go to commercial. Back for the break, NBA Hall of Famer Karl Malone is shown at ringside. The Riot Squad versus Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella. We go to the ring. Out comes Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina with Lana. The Riot Squads, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riott are out next wearing their new t-shirts. Liv starts off with Natalya as they go at it. They trade holds, and Liv taunts Natalya after showing off some and talking trash. They lock up again and trade holds. Liv ducks one clothesline, but Natalya hits the clothesline for a 2 count. Natalya goes for a sharpshooter, but Liv scrambles to the floor. Ruby and Logan check on her as we go to commercial. Back for the break, Logan takes Carmella down and keeps her grounded. The hold is broken, but Logan stops Carmella from tagging, but not by knocking Natalya off the apron. Tamina gets a tag and comes in unloading on Logan. Tamina knocks Liv off the apron. Ruby runs in, but Tamina drops her with a super kick. Ruby rolls to the floor. Tamina catches Logan in a small drop for a pop. Tamina goes to the top rope as Lana cheers her on. Liv pushes Tamina off the top, but while Ruby distracted the referee, Logan hits the big knee to the back of Tamina's neck and covers her for the pinfall. Riot Squad win the match. After the match, Riot Squad stands tall in the middle of the ring as we go to replays. Fans start booing as Ruby takes the mic. Ruby bets everyone here in Orlando believes in magic, right? Wrong. Magic isn't real. It's just like everyone in the crowd. Phony. Fans continue booing. Ruby says they all pretend their way through their lives and pretend to be happy, but they're just miserable. Ruby says they all need a strong dose of reality, so take a good look. Riot Squad is real. Their destruction is real. Their success is real. Fans are giving her the what treatment. Ruby announces that Liv and Logan will be joining her in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Ruby goes on, but the music interrupts and out comes SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte. Flair takes the mic and speaks from the stage and fans cheer. Flair says that was quite the speech, but she is a dreamer and she believes in the power and magic of her dreams. Flair says that to find something you're passionate about and your world can change. Flair says Ruby believes in reality, so here is a dose. Actions have consequences. Flair introduces her to someone that wants to teach all three of them a lesson. Naomi comes out for a pop and joins Flair on the stage. Flair wants to introduce them to someone else who wants to make the Riot Squad pay for their actions next. Fan chant for Becky Lynch, and out she comes to making her return after she's been out of action because she's been filming the next Marine movie. The two teams meet at ringside. They go at it. Flair brings Logan in and hits a running big boot to end her. to the floor. Naomi takes Liv out in the ring. Becky brings Ruby in, hits a Bexploder. Becky grabs Liv and hits her with a Bexploder. Becky, Flair, and Naomi stand tall as Becky's music hits, and the Riot Squad looks on from the ramp. In that segment. Still to come segment. Sammy versus AJ, back to commercial, which is your main event. Back from the break. And the announcer hypes the Royal Rumble. We go backstage to Baron Corbin, who confirms his Royal Rumble spot. Baron goes on about why he can't wait for the match to go on in main event WrestleMania 34. AJ Styles and Sami Zayn, your main event. We go to the ring for tonight's non-title main event. Out comes AJ Styles, your champion. SmackDown General Manager Brian was out next to watch the match. Brian greets fans at ringside. SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon was out next. We go to commercial. Back from the break, AJ's music hits and out is playing again. Out comes Sami Zayn with Kevin Owens right behind him. The bell rings and AJ immediately drops Sami. AJ works Sami into the corner and keeps control as the fans chant his name. AJ drops Sami again for a 2 count. Sami drops AJ with a cheap shot as Owens talks some trash at ringside. Sami works AJ over, but AJ fights back with chops. Sami counters and AJ goes down off of a back chop for a quick 1 count. Sami then works AJ around as fans chant for the WWE champion. They run the ropes and AJ connects with a drop kick. Sami goes to the floor and Owens checks on him. AJ follows and has words with Owens. Shane and Brian come over to make sure nothing breaks out. AJ rolls Sami back in the ring and turns to Owens for just a second. AJ turns to re-enter the ring, but Sami catches him and drops him on his neck for a 2 count. Owens yells words of encouragement at Sami as we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Sami has AJ grounded. AJ fights up and out before dropping Sami as Owens cheers his friend on. AJ gets up and nails Sami in the corner. AJ goes on and hits a gutbuster for a 2 count. Owens yells at the referee saying that was a 1 count. Sami counters a move and retreats to the floor. Sami drops AJ as he approaches. Sami goes to the top as the fans do the ole, 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 ole chant. AJ cuts Sami off and crotches him. Sami ends up dropping Sami with a neck breaker for a 2 count. Styles goes on and calls for a Styles Clash. Sami counters and ends up hitting a Blue Thunder Bomb for a 2 count. Sami waits for AJ to get up as the fans rally for the WWE champion. Sami charges for the haluva kick, but AJ counters and rolls him up into the calf crusher as the fans pop. Sami goes to the ropes, but AJ rolls back into the middle of the ring and keeps the hold locked in. Sami finally makes it to the bottom rope and breaks the hold. Owens is relieved. They trade shots in the middle of the ring. AJ nails the Pele kick, but Sami is still up as he falls into the ropes. AJ charges in the corner, but Sami sends him to the apron. AJ with a forearm. AJ springs up for the phenomenal forearm, but he is forced to land on his feet. They tangle up on the apron, and the referee gets knocked to the floor. Owens checks on him while AJ has Sami rolled up. Owens prevents the referee from entering the ring to make the count. He finally goes in and Sami kicks out at 2. Shane comes over and asks Owens what the hell is going on while AJ argues with the referee. Owens goes down, but it looks like he's trying to make it look like Shane pushed him down. Shane gets on the apron and talks to the referee, ordering to eject Owens from ringside. Owens isn't happy. Brian takes the mic and says if Shane is ejecting Owens, then maybe Shane should leave too. Owens gets on the apron, but AJ knocks him off with a forearm. Sami takes advantage of the chaos and nails the haluva kick on AJ for the non-title win. After the match, Sami and Owens celebrate to the ramp as we go to replays. AJ takes the mic and tells the Blue Brand bosses to stop bickering like children. AJ says he's the WWE champion and he wants to come entertain without others getting involved. AJ asks them to make him a handicap match against Owens and Sami. Brian announces a handicap WWE title match for the Royal Rumble, with AJ defending against Sami and Owens. It looks like AJ looks a bit shocked. AJ stands on top of the announce table and gets the yes chant, orgasm chant going. And Sammy and Owen celebrate with the yep chant. SmackDown goes off the air with Byron Saxton saying AJ was just joking about wanting a handicap match. He wanted a handicap match, but not for the title. So now, you got a handicap match for the title. Who pins? Who pins AJ to become the champion? Do they win, or are you going to have dual champions? A handicap match. Or is one going to pin the other one and pull the other one off? They battle for us, and AJ wins overall. That's just my prediction. Storyline, what have you. 205 live results. Recap. They started off the show with recapping Raw with Drew Gulak reading a message from Enzo Amore, who had to head to the hospital due to the flu. Since he wasn't around to have his championship match, Cedric Alexander still wanted to have a match against someone. Goldust ended up coming out with Alexander to face Gulak and Area DeBerry. Alexander would eventually pick up the win for his team. Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness, Desmond Wolfe, welcome us to 205 Live, and says Enzo hasn't been medically cleared, so he won't be on the show tonight. Hideo Itami will be taking on Jack Gallagher. He will also see Goldust and Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak and Area DeBerry in a rematch from Raw's match. Akira Tozawa versus TJP was our first. TJ made his return after being away for a couple of months. Crowd didn't react at all. Match gets going with TJP showing some disrespect right off the bat. Tozawa gets mad and goes to work. Big boot to the face, running senton. TJP then belts it outside. Tozawa goes for a suicide dive and gets kicked on his way out to sell an injured shoulder. And TJP focuses on it. And feeling pretty confident now, TJP worked Tozawa over before going for a pin. TJP continued to work over Tozawa's shoulder. Crowd is dead for the quiet for this match. Irish whip into the corner. Tozawa to roll up. Only 2 count. We want Neville. Chant breaks out from the crowd. Side suplex while keeping Tozawa's arm wrapped behind him for more damage. More submissions. Tozawa able to escape. Gets a boot to the face. Shoulder gets worked over more. Tozawa with a snap suplex. Sending TJP to the floor and hits a suicide dive this time. Quickly throws him back into the ring. Pin attempt. Hooks the leg. Only gets 2 count. Tozawa tries to pull TJP up to the top rope. But TJP dumped to the eye. Smashes Tozawa's head on the ring post. Detonates a kick for the 1-2-3. Backstage with Cedric Alexander getting ready. Goldust sneaks up on him. Alexander is happy that a legend would have his back, but wanted to know if Goldust was actually under 205 pounds. Goldust said of course not. But with some work, he could become a slim Goldust. Goldust then says he's around to help Alexander on his quest for gold. Some more awkward banter as the two head out to the ring. Before things get going, Gallagher is on the mic. He says last week we learned something new. Tommy was supposed to be here to compete, but instead it was just to hurt people. Big Joseph saying Kendrick is out for two months. Gallagher says he's watched the footage of Kendrick getting hurt from Tommy's GTS over and over. Could you imagine the holidays half blind? Gallagher said he plans on dissecting Tommy tonight. Out comes Tommy. Before things get started, Gallagher tries to hit Tommy with an umbrella. Tommy is ready for the attack and lands a couple of strikes. Gets an umbrella upside the head. A lead pipe falls out of the umbrella, and he uses it against Tommy, hitting him in the back with it. Referees jump in the ring and demand Gallagher exit. He rolls out and makes his way up the ramp, very proud of himself. Never even started, so it's a no contest. Backstage, Dr. Fuentes talks with Drew Gulak and Area DeBerry. She asks why they demanded a rematch. DeBerry said they weren't ready, and Goldust isn't even a cruiserweight. Gulak says They weren't prepared for someone of his stature, but nevertheless they are ready for any challenge. Gulak goes to dedicate the match to Enzo, but Goldust slides into the frame and says, Goldust, and breathes heavy on Gulak. Gulak tries to do it back, making Goldust gag a bit due to his bad breath. Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak and Ari DeBerry. DeBerry and Alexander get us started. DeBerry initially got the best of Alexander, but that is short-lived, with Alexander standing Hurricane Rana goes for the pinfall, 2 count. Crowd with a "We want Goldust" chant. In he comes. Gulak tagged in too. Goldust does a little bit of chest rubbing on Gulak, who rolls away in confusion. He ends up tagging DeBerry back in. Come on, you freak. DeBerry whips Goldust into the ropes, and he ends up running side to side multiple times before finally stopping and saying, hold on. He needed a timeout from all that running. Crowd enjoyed the spot. Gulak got tagged in. You like breathing, huh? Goldust tried to fight out of the opposite team's corner, but he continues to get beat down by both opponents. Alexander tagged back in, kicks DeBerry's feet out from under him, and lands a massive kick to the face. Alexander tries to springboard in, but DeBerry catches him in the midair, with Alexander hitting the top turnbuckle. Snake eyes. DeBerry continues to keep Alexander down, chucking him with his feet in the corner. Alexander gets tossed out to the floor on his back and then thrown shoulder first into the steel steps. Alexander back in the ring, tries to tag out. DeBerry holds him back, goes for the pin, 2 count. Alexander hits the jawbreaker, elbow to the face, handspring, kick to the face. Lands, hot tag to Goldust, multiple clotheslines, bulldog on Gulak. Classic Goldust style, multiple punches to the face on Gulak. 2 spinning power slams on Gulak and DeBerry. Goldust then heads up to the top rope, but ends up working his way to the bottom rope, hops off, and double punches. Alexander tags himself in, springboard clothesline. Both Zoe Chain members on the outside of the ring. Alexander with a nice senton over the top rope. For a moment, it looked like Goldust was going to fly too. Lumbar check for the 1, 2, 3. Back inside the ring, that is. So they will. Goldust and Alexander win another match. That concludes your 205 Live. What happened after the match? Karl Malone spoke to Dasha Fuentes backstage, where he recalls teaming with Diamond Dallas Page against Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan at WCW Bash at the Beach in 1998. Former Utah Jazz star also hints about stepping in the ring again, possibly WrestleMania. In this Fallout video link, after SmackDown went on air, there's also a picture I think I got with Malone in the ring. I don't know if I got the picture or not. As the Dark Man event itself after 205 Live in Orlando saw AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, and Shinsuke Nakamura defeat Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Jinder Mahal in a 6-man action. Also joining in after the match was the mailman Karl Malone after the match. And had that late. Well, that concludes my SmackDown 205 Live and NXT spoilers for this week and for this month for NXT spoilers. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on Via. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters. Hey, I thought about giving you, ooh yeah, dig it, impersonation of Macho Man. That's my favorite one. Brother.